I need to actually post the things. So post that there, post that there. Go over to Discord.
Discord.
I didn't even prep it in Discord. What an idiot.
I have to do my thing.
Do one of those. I need to click on that. Click on that. Wonderful.
Wunderbar.
Now we're all ready. Everything's capturing. You got your lovely first with your little purple frog. I do love that little frog. I like this frog a little bit more though.
Ah, that's gonna trigger me.
What is?
You know your little lurk face?
Uh-huh.
The line I can see, like, there's a gap.
Is there like a really small gap between it?
Yeah. That's gonna trigger me.
Did I get it? There'll be a slight delay on
There
that.
you go, that's better.
There we go.
There you go.
Yeah, because I think I moved it up a little bit when it was like in the bottom right corner. Bottom left, sorry. Just so the hands weren't like going off the bottom of the screen.
I see, I see.
Why did I even do that?
I don't know.
It's just like, I know what I need to do. I need to swap the scene. I didn't need to swap the scene.
That's what you run about. The delay is real.
It do be real. It do be real. Alright, so we click on this. We click continue.
Midnight each day.
On Valentine's night.
Time as you know it freezes.
Stop it with the
past
time
10.
freezing creepy
Keep up,
man.
Doctor.
Thinks we're going to smother her in her sleep.
I'm a grave digger, Doctor.
I was at home. David is my husband. All on my lonesome.
Stabbed
I'm
him
a
with a
grave
stake
digger,
knife, nothing
doctor.
changes.
I'm a qualified angel of
Doctor
death.
Who?
When I'm dancing,
You get this day
Yes.
over and over.
Hilda.
I black
I
out,
don't think she's got long.
And Laurie just
naked on the beach.
had.
Is that it for today?
David Hunt.
I can
Alright.
change my skin.
I'll try to type
Dr.
things
Dekker
correctly this
dated
time
his
round.
patients.
I had a hot day.
He
See.
went out for drinks
I took photos of Jessica.
Dr. Dekker did
On
phone
Valentine's Day.
and asked me for Nathan's
Yeah,
number.
it hit me
There was a girl
like,
there.
I don't even know how many times I
I'm
tried
allowed
to type it.
her, aren't I? He was preoccupied with finding
But
Photograph.
like my brain just went
Rocking chair.
I
I
happened
before
back
E,
to the
except
beach
after
center
C,
A bit of a
like,
shaky loop incident.
where I find
was I typing this wrong?
beautiful in the sea.
To Hannah's clothes in the garden. I dug
Turns
the
out
grave.
yes. Yes, I
wish
was.
I'd said goodbye.
Dr. Dekker cursed me. It didn't weigh enough to have a body in it.
Who's first?
Alright, we've got Professor Warwick.
Warwick! He
Uh,
doesn't look like a Warwick.
shall we refresh ourselves on this stuff?
Sure.
Nothing, of course. The faculty thinks I've gone loopy, like some kind of spongy Mobius strip. That's why I'm here,
Loopy.
isn't it, Dr. Dekker? Him, God, the great old one, the elder god, Cthulhu. However you address him. Listen to me! You're not listening! It's your only bloody job! Well, let's call him
We're
God.
on the South
He
Park
creates
on
this
the
world for his amusement, something he can play with and
with
occasionally
Cthulhu
alter
going
to
along with the
suit his
Totoro theme.
God loves chaos, but
You are
something
the
goes
dark
wrong.
one,
Man and
Cthulhu.
woman evolve. What was once chaotic becomes, well, more ordered.
Chaos.
Without chaos, he has less power. When there's too much order, he becomes impotent. So he needs to instill chaos again. And do you know how he does this?
Viruses.
Oh,
Pandemics.
Yes, but you're being
Wars.
too granular. He needs chaos so he can return, and the only
Magic.
thing stopping him is you. Not just you. You and people like
I mean, it makes sense. Like, if
psychiatrists,
wars
doctors,
happen,
nurses,
people tend
anyone who is caring
to
for
be like,
people who are
please
losing
God
their
help me, blah,
sanity.
blah, 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 blah.
You have no comprehension how important your job is, do you?
Sorry, I'm atheist.
He doesn't need your version of insanity to spread. He needs chaos. It's not the same.
But I
It
believe in
just
reincarnation,
begins
so
to
does that make me...
They're not all cultists, unfortunately.
know.
Once you see the truth, it's
It
hard
means
not
you
to suspect
believe in
chaos
second
itself.
chances.
Cause further
And third
insanity.
chances. And fourth
Your own.
chances.
I doubt it. But can I make you question your
Multiple
reality?
lives.
Definitely.
Yeah.
But in
And
doing so, I would
souls.
be promoting more chaos. On the basis the central component of our universe is
Energy.
chaos.
Energy.
Science can only document the perception of the chaos at any one given moment in time. As, by definition, chaos is unpredictable from one moment to the next. Which means that at any given moment, we can choose to alter our perception of the world.
My computer sounds like
No
it's
matter how much chaos that would cause. In 10 seconds' time,
really being intense
there
right
will be
now.
no gravity in this room, and we will float.
Once this cutscene
3,
finishes, I just need to quickly
2,
check up on something.
1. You think nothing happened. But where's your glass, Doctor?
What happened to the glass?
It went.
And how did he know that there would be no gravity?
Magic. Right, I just need to check up on something real quick.
Is your PC gonna go boom?
It is currently running at 100% disk usage. Because the NVIDIA container decided that I wanted to update things.
Ah!
I hope that's not affecting stream at all.
It doesn't look like it.
That's good, that's good.
This is the guy drinking his drink.
Uh,
Oh
but
yeah.
we read through
Sure,
these
but
last
screen
time,
is
so we
right
don't
now.
really like need to read through these again.
So she did kill her husbando. That's what we gotta
Yeah.
ask.
We start with this guy because we've already got him here.
Yeah.
We'll just work his way down the list. We'll go,
Just gotta
hello.
remember that.
Professor Warwick, I'm a physicist.
Where's Dr. Dekker?
Dead. He was murdered.
Dr. Dekker was murderer.
Is he really
Murderer!
actually dead? Hmm? Not a worthy adversary after all, then.
The adversary?
Dr. Dekker challenged me. He tried to use my theories against me. Quantum theories.
Challenged you?
Challenged you?
Do you really want to know? Dekker's eyes used to glaze over whenever we talked about that. He didn't believe in quantum physics. As if it's something that you can optionally believe in. Well, it started with an experiment.
Experiment?
Experiment?
Have you heard of quantum suicide, Doctor?
No, I have not heard of quantum...
Nope.
no life.
Quantum suicide is a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something different.
Choose not. Do it. Just choose not to do it. He's like, in an alternate universe, I wouldn't have done it. But what if I chose that universe? Then you'd be choosing to not shoot yourself anyway.
I don't really know what you're getting at.
Oh. Choose?
Perhaps ask me something physics related.
Ay.
Why are you here?
Why are you here?
Are you sure that question's for me?
Yes.
What help do you need?
Unless one of your alternate reality ones wants to answer that for me.
What's your troubles?
What are your true bliss?
Ute? Ute?
Nope.
What are your true bliss?
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker. He always used to ask me questions I didn't know the answer to.
Why are you here, Blue Suit Man?
Quantum
What do you need
suicide
help
is
with?
a thought experiment that tries to explain the many worlds theory. You're looking at me blankly. I can see that you don't understand. I knew you wouldn't. Alternate universes. Essentially, if I were to shoot myself, then in some alternate universe, I'd still be alive. Now imagine if I could actually choose that universe. I'm taking a product off a supermarket shelf. Well, I simply applied that logic to something
Something different?
Something different?
Gambling. I set up an experiment
Oh.
whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd. Now, the results of this particular experiment were mundane. I won as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter.
You chose even.
Changed a parameter?
Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So
Kill Dr.
I simply upped the stakes. Now, every time I bet on odd, I would place everything I had on that one spin of the wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
For a while.
Hi, Shiro. You're also probably
Ew,
wrong with that
Shiro's
one.
smelly.
My brain just died for a second there.
Gambling. I set up an experiment whereby I would visit a casino and place a very large bet at a roulette table. Now, I would always bet on odd.
Sure,
Now, the
you
results
can
of this
come over
particular
here, but
experiment
bring
were
me a
mundane. I
bubble
won
tea.
as many times as you would expect according to the laws of probability, but then I changed a parameter.
It said something right at the start, and I was trying to keep it in my mind, but then I looked down at the chat and it just went.
Was it odd?
No,
Gambling.
but I'm going to ask him about gambling. Gambling.
Why not gambling? My wife Vanessa left me for a neurosurgeon. Do you know, she emptied our entire combined wealth into her barrister's wallet. I needed more money. Physics provided me with a solution.
Divorce?
Divorce?
Maybe if you asked me that in a parallel universe, I actually know the answer.
Why did your wife leave you?
Why did your wife... Why? No?
What? Wow. Assuming her thickness, are you?
No, I'm just failing horribly at typing. Leave you.
We were married for 14 years, 7 months, and 3 days. Vanessa couldn't have children, at least that's what she told me. She grounded me in reality. I'm not complaining. It's probably what I needed. Part of me always thought that one day I'd achieve immortality through science and we'd be...
Is he
It wasn't to be.
infertile then?
Pardon?
Is he the one that's infertile then? Because she was the one who said that she couldn't have kids, maybe to keep his manhood intact.
I couldn't have kids.
I'm not aware of that.
Infertile?
No, I don't know anything about that.
We'll get there. We'll get there.
Children!
Child.
I don't know.
Children.
Well, yes,
Child.
it bothered me. Especially when they find out that she's pregnant. Oh no, it wasn't a rocket scientist that was required, but a brain surgeon, it seems. I have considered putting that neurosurgeon onto his darkest timeline. But I'm not a killer, it would seem. Quantum suicide required a loss of life to make it a realistic thought experiment. So I simply upped.
Did he kill his wife?
Every time I bet on odd, I would.
Oh, but he said he wasn't a killer.
So. The wheel, and it worked. Well, for a while.
For a while.
For a wheelie.
Dr. Dekker killed it, and I can't get it back.
Killed it.
I don't really know what you're getting.
What did Dr. Dekker kill?
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Hangman's paradox?
Well, imagine a judge sentences you to death. Now, it will be Monday or Tuesday next week, but it will be a surprise. Well, which day do you think you'll be executed?
I think Monday.
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it? Dekker tricked me.
I don't think he knows how this works. And he's the one that brought it up.
Well, my theory, quantum gambling. If the stakes are high enough, you will win every time by simply shifting your consciousness into that branch that wins. It's tricky, but it can be done. Dr. Dekker didn't like that. He saw me becoming rich and powerful, and he hated that. That's why he proffered the hangman's paradox.
Rich and
Froggy!
powerful? Uh-huh.
Mum won't give me a banana.
Oh.
That's for the bird.
They're for the burbs, apparently.
But she won't give me a banana. I said I'll buy more tomorrow.
They're for the burbs.
Night, Chiwo.
Honestly? Well, I think he feared...
Yeah, no
quantum
worries, Shiro.
physics.
Catch you later.
He didn't like things being explained in terms of science. Almost as if he'd have preferred chaos.
Don't want it, Chiwo.
Well, Monday does seem likely, yes. Because if you're still alive on Monday at midnight, then Tuesday won't be a surprise. But if you're sure that it's Monday, then that won't be a surprise either, will it?
But what if your days roll into one like mine have done?
Dekker tricked you?
He told me that sometime in the future I would lose a bet. That I would lose all of my money. Now, this didn't seem likely because I had quantum gambling on my side and it was working. But he unnerved me. He made me doubt myself. And then it happened. Recently, I lost everything that I'd managed to build up since Vanessa left me.
Are you green yet? No. Everything you built up.
Maybe if you asked me that in a parallel universe.
Vanessa? Chaos?
Nope. I think...
Order?
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker.
He's Alderby in there. No, he's Warwick. Quantum gambling.
No, I.
Actually, I need to be right back really quick.
Yeah, BRB as well. I'm gonna get a slice of birthday cake.
Fair enough. Back in a smidge. Sorry about that. Quantum physics. Neurosurgeon?
I'm not aware of that.
What's all this in? Do you know the other patients?
Perhaps ask me,
Valentine's Day.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mind Stretch Outreach. Don't know how I got roped into that, I can't remember. But it was full of very clever children with...
Yeah, I should move this back over here.
And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
Mind stretch, outreach.
He's full of poor kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
Quantum tunneling?
Oh, you're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
I don't want to look at Schrodinger's cat. That was a cruel experiment.
I was at a fundraiser for a...
Welcome back. So, it took me a while, but I remembered that we needed to ask about Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
So, I got this response.
I was at a fundraiser for a charity called Mindstretch Outreach.
Oh.
Don't know how I got roped into that. I can't remember. But
Dr.
it was full
Dekker's
of very clever children with bizarre outlooks on life. And Jaya. It was Jaya who asked me to go.
And then I asked him about
He's
that,
full
and
of
it's
poor
like...
kids with very capable minds. I did give them a talk on quantum tunneling once, and they loved it. Not sure it'll put dinner on the table for any of them, though.
And I asked him about quantum tunneling, and he was very rude about it.
Oh, you're going to have to Google that, Doctor, I'm afraid. I'm not a walking Wikipedia. I'd love to tell you, but I am paying you by the hour. Maybe look up Schrodinger's cat whilst you're there.
Yeah. Just gonna ask him about Jaya.
Oh,
Yeah.
She's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me, my session. Can we talk about my problem now?
Your problem?
We asked about your problem earlier. Your problem?
Are you sure that question's for me?
What's wrong with you?
What is wrong with you?
I'm not aware of that.
Do you like Jaya?
Do you like Jaya? Do you wish my assistant was your assistant?
I don't know.
Emphasis on the ass.
Oh, she's Dr. Dekker's lovely assistant. I imagine she's your lovely assistant now. Yeah, she always smiles and makes me a cup of tea before a session. That smile. Which reminds me,
My problem?
session. Can we talk about...
My problem?
I'm not a gambler, Doctor. I'm a scientist. I need more money. It's true I've run out of money
He's
for my
addicted
research.
to gambling.
An opportunity has arisen.
Are you addicted?
Opportunity?
A very wealthy group of individuals have offered to pay me a very large sum of money if I attend their next private soiree. They don't want to talk or anything like that. They want a practical demonstration.
Of you killing things?
Practical demonstration?
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but thinking that the stakes are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you
Isn't
think,
Russian roulette a gun
Should
with
I
6?
take them up on their offer?
No, 1 bullet.
Yeah, 1 bullet, but 6 rounds, right?
Oh, 6 chambers.
Yeah, so if you shoot it 6 times, you're gonna get that one bullet.
Eventually.
Yeah, so
Unless his
unless
thing
it's a
is-
whole shoot, spin, shoot, spin.
Yeah. Russian roulette.
Are you sure that question's...
Damn it, man.
You're gonna die!
They'll pay me £1 million if I can successfully survive 6 rounds of Russian roulette. Now, I am worried because of what Dr. Dekker said, but, well, I can't help but
What did
thinking
Dr.
that
Dekker
stakes
say?
are so high I can't possibly lose. What do you think, Doctor? Should I take them up on their offer?
No,
No.
don't take him up for the
Because
offer.
you will die.
Do you know, you remind me of Dr. Dekker.
You should-
No, you shouldn't play Russian. Oh no, you shouldn't take them up. Take them up on their offer.
No, I suppose you're right. In a darker timeline, you probably said yes, and I'm dead now. I earn good money
Exactly.
where I work. How do I stop losing it?
Stop gambling! Jesus!
Ask if he's
Yeah.
addicted.
Stop. Are you addicted to gambling?
Addicted?
Why did you do that after I typed that in? I typed in gambling, it's like, yeah, you already asked
Yeah,
that.
duh. We've been talking about gambling for a while. Just put addicted.
Addicted?
Perhaps ask me,
Boo!
Um,
What's starred?
you can stop losing money by not gambling.
I take your point, But I suppose to decide whether to continue gambling or to stop gambling is a gamble within itself, isn't it?
Hmm?
Well, my time is up. Will we be having another session or... No, don't answer that. It'll turn you into a gambler like me. Infectious. Isn't it?
Sit back down, we're not finished.
Go sit your butt back in that seat.
Oh,
He's gone!
Ah!
No! Right, okay. Professor Warwick.
You're not
I don't know
the-
everything. I know most things, but not everything.
Smile.
Smile.
Nope. Ask me another.
Hello.
I'm fine. I'm ready for my grief counselling. I emailed you Mariana's address. I don't know why you'd want it. I suppose you're going to start doing home visits now, like Dr. Dekker?
Dr. Dekker did home visit.
Home visits?
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right
They
where
were
I
doing
can
the
see
hanky
you.
panky. Grief counselling?
I asked for Mariana's address.
Doctor, if you don't want it, don't text me and ask for it. It's all right. I don't mind doing menial tasks for you. Someone has to do them.
I didn't call. I didn't ask for address.
I don't remember
Remember.
asking for Mariana's address.
I don't know.
You put address with 1D. I didn't text you.
I didn't text you.
Well, maybe someone sneaked your phone
You spelled
during a
you
session
wrong.
and texted
I did, I
it.
typed it yo
I
you.
know they all look innocent, but if it's not nailed down, there's a good chance they'll walk away with it. You know, I used to have an iPad. And a Surface.
Who would sneak my phone, though?
Who would... Actually, you know what? Grief counseling?
Grief is such a strange word if you keep saying it. Grief, grief, grief. It sounds like somebody's being whipped. And you're going to ask me how I feel today?
I take it you're feeling whipped.
How are you today? How are you feeling today? Feelings.
That's a strange question to ask. Are you feeling all right, Doctor?
Whipped!
Whipped.
Oops, that was a strange thing to say, wasn't it? Whipped. Am I all whips and chains in the bedroom or dominant in the boardroom? Don't answer that, it's not a question. It's early days for a harassment suit yet, what with Ben's nervous shock already.
Harassment?
Harassment?
No, that's not it.
Ben?
Or is it double R?
I think it's...
You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
Ben.
Ben!
I think that's all settled now. We are agreeing to pay Ben £5,000 and he's agreeing not to say anything about what he saw.
What did he see?
What he saw?
He thought he saw a creature coming out of Dr. Dekker's mouth. Well, at least that's the reason he's given for not emptying the bins that night. Either way, it's not the kind of publicity that we need. Shiny, happy, sane people.
Shiny.
5,000's a bit low. Only 5,000?
That's not something I know about.
Alright, what
Yes,
are we missing
Dr. Dekker
here?
started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Where you can see me?
Checks and balances, Doctor. Somebody needs to be watching the watchman, so to speak. Make sure you're helping, not hindering.
Yeah, fair.
Hindering?
Hindering?
He probably did his fair share of helping and hindering. He was definitely helping in the beginning, but then seemed to lose sight of things.
Lose sight.
Lose sight of fingers.
I think he was so overwhelmed by the patients he was getting. His curiosity just got the better of him. There was a definite turning point.
Turning point?
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much for him. I think I misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
Alderby?
Have you been taking notes in our session, Doctor? Perhaps you should check them?
Alright. There's something in
Yes,
home visits
Dr.
we're
Dekker
missing.
started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Mariana?
Couldn't Concentrate.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Yes.
Yes, please.
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Yes, I would like to see them.
Yes, I would like to see them, please.
That's not something I know about.
Yes, I would like to see the home visit videos. Ah!
Me videos! Give me the vlogs!
Yes, I would like to see the actually the
Funniest home videos.
but home
You've been framed!
but home videos.
Nope. Ask me another.
You okay?
I would like to see the recordings.
I don't know everything. I know most things.
I would like to see the videos.
No.
I want to see Mariana's home visits.
I
Yes,
wish
I would.
to. Yes, I would like to see Mariana's home visits.
Click here to see what's highlighted or
Mariana's recording visit things. Now the annoying thing is it picks up on home and visit. So if I'm wanting to ask about that, I can't include the words home and visit.
personal visits, crush visits. No, that's got visits.
Had a crush?
I don't know.
Relationship.
We'll just try the easy one that you suggested earlier. Mariana?
You're overthinking things. You don't need to ask me that.
Mariana had a crush on Dekker.
I think you'll find there's more than one question there, Doctor.
Dekker?
Some mornings I come into work and still expect him to be here. Sometimes it feels like he actually is here, watching over me. We had a connection. It's gone now, though. Can't have a connection.
She had a
with the
crush
dead,
on him.
Can you? Not for too long, anyway.
A connection?
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Competition?
Sorry, I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection than that.
Oh.
I have no idea what they did and when they did it. I'm happy to keep it that way too.
Yes.
That's a strange question to ask. Are you feeling alright, Doctor?
Yeah, worth a shot.
Home wrecker?
That feels a little bit
Sorry,
harsh.
I didn't mean I was competing. I was happy Mariana was going out with him. I didn't want to be romantic with him. We had a stronger connection.
Oh, maybe
than that.
stronger connection.
Is she pregnant with his child?
Stronger connection?
Dr. Dekker and I shared some philosophy. We'd both read The Cult of the Kinetic Mind, and we agreed with a lot of what it said. Have you read that book, Doctor?
No, I have not read it.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not
Cult
a
of the
fun
Lamb.
read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
A mind blast?
There we go.
Psychokinesis is the ability to change the physical world without actually touching it, just by using your mind. It's not just about bending spoons. It covers all sorts of things like
Spoon was
telepathy, telekinesis, telesabalas.
There is
Shoot
no...
me, I'm a Kojak fan.
Alright.
Television.
Kojak?
Like I said, all those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Well, like Warwick. Put Warwick.
It wasn't just like Warwick, it was like Warwick, wasn't it?
I think it was Warwick.
I don't know anything about that. Have you been taking notes in our session?
Yay. What is psychokinesis? I should ask Mariana about Dekker's home visits. And the rest. Okay.
Let's go through the stars.
We start from down here.
Somewhere around the time Professor Alderby turned up, that seemed to unsettle him. And then we had a flood of extra weird patients. I think it was all too much.
I
for
don't
him.
remember her saying
I think I
this.
misjudged him. I hope you deal with it better.
It wasn't that long ago.
Maybe I was talking to Mum.
Alderby?
That's not something I know about.
Weird patients.
Nope.
Extra weird patients.
You're overthinking.
Overbooked.
Misjudged him.
There's just a lot of crazy flying around, Doctor. Don't catch any of it.
Oh, that was what we needed for turning point. Cool.
Wow.
Alright, so
Nothing about my monkey noise. Am I that crazy that just seemed normal for me?
oh my god, this moth needs to stop.
Nice change in in subject there.
I ain't saying nothing.
Wow.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker
I
had a bit
plead
of a
the
crush
fifth.
on Mariana, or vice versa.
Wow.
I'm not really sure.
If there's anyone in chat,
There's
you
some
hear
footage
that,
from their home
Froggy
sessions
thinks
if
I'm
you want
weird
to see
and
them.
crazy.
Everyone's weird and crazy. In their own way.
Honestly, I think Dr. Dekker had a bit of a crush on Mariana, or vice versa. I'm not really sure. There's some footage from their home sessions if you want to see them.
Sessions. Yes, I would like to see the footage.
That was a joke, Doctor. I guess we found our level.
That was not a helpful joke. I
wanted to see it!
More of my patients.
Have you been taking notes in our session?
Dang it. Alright, so
Yes, Dr.
the
Dekker
footage was a
started doing
joke.
home visits
home
for
visit-
Mariana.
home
He
session.
said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office.
Yeah,
I hope you're not
the whole
thinking of doing
footage
the
thing
same
was a
I need
joke.
you right where I can see you.
Oh, that was the couldn't concentrate one.
Can concentrate, yeah. Put home sessions.
Home sessions?
No, that's not it. Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
No home sessions for me. No, I'm not doing home sessions.
Oh, I'm not doing home sessions.
That's a strange question to ask.
Yes, I am doing home sessions.
Yes, I am doing home sessions.
I don't know.
Ah!
Uh,
Come with me on home sessions. She says that she needs to
come
see.
with me on the home sessions.
I don't know anything about that.
Nope, don't know nothing about it. We'll come back to that one.
Dr. Dekker asked me to have dinner with him for Valentine's. I refused, obviously, because you don't sleep where you eat or something like that. But it was flattering, especially with competition like Mariana around.
Valentine's.
Valentines?
I was at home on my lonesome, Doctor, like I said before.
Lonely. On your own.
Lonesome?
I'm a bit of a bookworm. I'm one of those annoying, constantly
Excuse me,
self-improving,
I'm wearing
overachieving
glasses.
types.
That doesn't make
Takes one to know one, eh,
I am a
Doctor?
bookworm. Never mind.
It's like, wait, scratch that. Take it back.
I don't have glasses, and I'm still a bookworm. I only have glasses for work.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples.
leaders?
It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
An eldritch blast. Everyone is capable of psychokinesis.
You take out the space.
Kinesis.
Take out the space.
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Dr. Dekker's a cult leader. And the cult is the outreach thing.
Cult leader?
I don't know everything. I know
That's
most
what it is.
things,
He's
but
a cult
not
leader.
everything.
And someone
Was
killed him to become the new
Dekker a
cult leader.
Cult leader? What was that thing called?
What thing?
Mindful
outreach.
It wasn't mindful.
I thought it was mindful. Mindfulness?
Oh! Amnesia, I can literally scroll down. Mind stretch. Outreach a cult.
I don't know anything about that.
Mind stretch outreach.
You're overthinking things.
I'm kind of sad because that my problem there has a green star. And we can't ask him anything else. Right. So there's home visits. No, I've not read it. Kojak and psychokinesis.
Why is everyone like
barefoot in your office?
I don't know.
Literally,
Why
the
does-
office which had someone's body and their bodily fluids and blood
Does
all over the place.
everyone keep taking their shoes off in my office?
That's not something I know about.
You've got your shoes off, though! I hope you replaced the carpet.
You know what? Because I keep doing it without my consent, I hope they didn't. You can have Dekker on the feet.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
Power to turn followers into disciples.
Followers and disciples have a very strong tie to their cult leaders, almost like they've been brainwashed. The author suggests that this is because they've witnessed some kind of psychokinesis, like pyrokinesis or telekinesis.
Pyrokinesis? Kinesis?
Or hypnosis.
Hypnosis?
I don't know.
What about trauma?
Trauma?
No, that's not it.
Brainwashed?
Nope. Ask me another.
Brainwashed.
I don't know everything. I know most.
It might have been different. It wasn't, but it might have been. Alright.
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Someone had been sending them.
Dun dun dun. She sent them.
It's
because she had
entirely
her
possible that someone is targeting this practice with psychokinetic patients. To what end, I don't know. It's no coincidence that most psychokinetic patients are diagnosed as insane, or at least temporarily insane. It's a handy diagnosis if you're facing criminal prosecution, especially if it's for murder.
By Claire.
Murder?
For Claire! Say Claire!
Claire?
Have you been taking notes in our session?
Boo!
Alright, alright. What did I say on
said,
Kojak again?
All those cool things are in Cult of the Kinetic Mind, apart from Kojak, obviously. If you ever get a patient who thinks they can change the world with just their mind, then duck, just in case they can. But seriously, do a whole load of shrinking and make them better. Whether you believe in psychokinesis or not, you'll need to figure out your approach with those that do.
Approach
me!
How do you make people who think they have special powers better? Do you remain passive and support, encourage them, take them away?
They're coming to take me away!
I steal their powers and become stronger. Apparently that comes in the strong connection. Take them
Say
away.
hi, Teague.
That's what I'd
Hey,
try
Teague.
to do.
Nice.
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
She says hi.
No, not at all in my experience. Dr. Dekker had an unusual number of patients who claimed psychokinesis. Either he'd been specifically looking for them or someone had been sending them.
Looking for them.
That's a strange question.
Unusual number of patients
X-Men!
with psychokinesis.
Most of the patients you're seeing have claimed some kind of psychokinesis. If you don't think that's the case, then they just haven't told you yet.
Interesting, interesting. So all that's left is... No, I have not read it. Oh, and home visits apparently.
In Cult of the Kinetic Mind, the author suggests that everyone is capable of psychokinesis and that the cult leaders specifically had these powers that turned their followers into disciples. It's not a fun read, but if you're into psychology, it's a blast.
A blast!
Read. A blast?
Yes, psychology. I think you'll find it's relevant, Doctor.
I didn't say nothing about psychology. I asked about a blast. But I mean, I'll take it. I got rid of the star.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Yes, I'm doing the same thing. No, I'm not doing the same thing.
No, I'm not doing home visits for Mariana.
Same thing.
No, I'm not doing home sessions with Mariana.
I don't know anything about...
Dang it!
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
Office?
That's a strange question to ask. Are you feeling alright, Doctor?
No, I think we're missing like one thing. I can't place
Dr.
what
Dekker
it would
started
be.
doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing. I need you right where I can see you.
When did Dekker start his home sessions with Mariana? When did the home sessions start?
Have you been taking notes in our session?
Ay ay ay. I mean, I can get rid of that one. Genuinely stumped by that one. Just gonna scroll through, see if there is actually any other stars. I think it's just that one. Oh, it is actually Warwick. W-A-R-W-I-C-K. Why session? Why nope. I'm on the wrong box, that's why. Maybe that's one that we come back to after we've asked Mariana about them.
Maybe.
I think maybe we just come back to this one. If you're alright with coming back to that one.
Uh-huh.
Right. Let's start questioning Bryce, the weirdo. Hello.
Hello, Doctor. I've been thinking about our last session, and I just wanted you to know that I'm not a bad person.
Kind of
I
are.
know taking naked photographs is wrong, but you don't know what it's like until you face the same temptation. I'm assuming you don't know what it's like. Do you have an extra hour, Doctor?
No, I do not have an extra hour, but you are still a bad person.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Person?
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
Followed it?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Ask about Claire's husband.
Did you bury Claire's husband?
Is that supposed to mean something?
Wonder if Bryce buried David. Castleford. Did you bury David Castleford?
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Was David's coffin full of rocks? A giant?
No. Sorry.
You know, chicken, I have no idea. Kamii, is that a new couch? Or is that the same couch that it's always been? I'm not even sure now.
I think it's the same sofa.
We'll have to look back at the VODs. People on YouTube, get back to us.
Thank God for that.
Right, we'll go back
There's
through this
someone
one.
else in my hour. A hooded figure, watching me and following me.
Hooded figure, that's what we go with.
I followed it too.
A hooded figure.
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or
Yeah, how are you
some
doing, chicken?
organization
How are you
that
doing,
wants
Mama?
to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Dr. Dekker?
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
What are you doing in his basement? In his basement?
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before.
Ah, that's rough.
So I began spying on him at home. One night, the
Hope you feel
basement
better
door was
soon,
open,
chicken.
and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she was chained.
I feel like I'm going to regret asking this.
No. You have an interesting aura, Doctor.
A girl chained in the basement. Actually, we'll just type girl chained.
I removed the chains, dressed her, and sat her in the police station. There's no evidence, though. No evidence of what he'd done. But she was free. I saved her. I'm not evil. I destroyed evil.
That is, this kid's weird.
Thank God for that. There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
Probably be a good idea to.
Don't know.
You've followed it?
I don't know.
Oh my god. It literally has followed it in italics.
There's someone else in my hour. A hooded figure. Watching me and following me. I followed it too.
You followed the hooded figure? Where did you follow it?
Whatever it is that's following me, it doesn't want to catch me yet. If I move towards it, it runs away. And when I follow it past temptations. A bar brawl, an open till, an open bedroom window. Like it's testing me.
Testing you?
I think that I'm becoming a good person, Doctor. I'm ashamed of some of the things I've done, but I'm getting better. The hooded figure, it's testing my morals. Judging me. For what? I don't know.
Was David a giant?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna. I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Sprained ankle?
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
Damn it, man. Upset in the usual way.
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
I really don't like Bryce. There's not a thing about Bryce I enjoy. David Castleford Giant. Lifting properly.
No, sorry.
Pallbearer. Coffin.
No.
Giant coffin.
I've nothing interesting to say.
Heavy coffin.
That means nothing to me. Yes.
What's the stuff to pick out of
I'm
this
actually
one?
a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Aft port side?
I find using nautical terms to describe the position of pallbearers fitting. Plus, most of them are 3 sheets to the wind. You know, drunk.
So we get one little bit out of that. And it's not a bit that is like a major thing. Wonderful. Alright. Oh yeah. Police station.
I don't know.
Took the girl to a police station.
Is that supposed to mean something?
Yes it is. Oh yeah. Paper spike.
Dr. Dekker frequently used that paper spike on his desk as an example. I'm sure he did it with the other patients too. He'd make me look at it, touch the point to see how sharp it was. He'd tell me that because I think it's sharp, it will hurt me. But if I thought it was nothing, it could pass right through my hand.
As an example.
In the last couple of sessions I had with him, he put the spike through his hand. He'd be grinning at me while he was doing it. No blood, no nothing. He tried to make me do the same, but I wouldn't.
Well, that's that sorted at least. Do you like classical music?
Don't know.
It doesn't know. Classically trained?
I don't know what you're getting at. I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it.
What about health and
Properly,
safety
at
considerations?
Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
Health and safety considerations.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Bryce, you make me sad. 3 sheets to the wind.
I don't know.
Short-shouldered.
Don't know.
Funeral director. I'm just gonna do a quick check. Kamii, can you hear me? That'll be in there, okay. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna disconnect from the call. I'm just gonna I think Kamii might have fallen asleep, and I don't really want to wake her up.
I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it.
What about not everybody can do it? Not everybody can do it.
That means nothing to me. Yes. I'm actually a classically trained pallbearer. There are a lot of health and safety considerations. Not everybody can do it. Well, properly at least. Occasionally I step in if the funeral director is short-shouldered. I do remember her face. She wasn't upset in the usual way. She seemed agitated. Her husband must have been a giant. The coffin was so heavy. I remember because aft port side sprained his ankle. That and he wasn't lifting correctly.
She seemed agitated.
Is that supposed to mean?
Claire seemed agitated.
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
Claire Castleford seemed agitated.
No, sorry.
Bryce, you are less than no help. It's amazing that you managed to be less than no help.
Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Before he was murdered.
No.
I know I've said this a lot, but I really hate Bryce. Right, so we've asked about spied on Dekker.
I didn't get much sleep. Try an easier question.
You spy on people?
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
You spied on Dr. Dekker?
That's hurting my head. Can you...
Spied.
I've nothing interesting.
Bryce, you upset me ever so much. I don't want to click on those two again because they're just weird. But I know that I need to get the all clear.
I've been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker.
Feeling uneasy?
In simple terms...
Of course you got nothing to say, you never have nothing to say.
I've been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before. So I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell, it was dark, and she was chained.
Go?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Go?
No.
Do you see anything behind me?
Don't know.
Do you see anything in this room?
That means nothing to me.
I'm gonna click this down arrow. Really? Did he even mention anything about the military?
I don't know who it is. My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves.
He did mention the military.
Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Alright,
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier. I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
What do you want me to do?
I don't know.
If they get you?
Is that supposed to mean...
What do you want me to do if they get you?
No.
You know, there's some aspects about this game that I really hate. Again, Kamii. Do you think you're up for continuing, or would you like to... like, call it there? Because I don't want to be forcing you to stay awake. Or I don't want you to feel like you have to stay awake if you're struggling to stay awake. No. But like I say, like if you're struggling to stay awake, I don't want you to feel like you have to stay awake, because I can just swap over to something else. You're back, okay. Hello.
I'm so sorry.
You're fine, don't worry. So basically, I've just been asking a bunch of questions. I clicked on the your notes thing, and it mentioned like asking the patients about a paper spike.
Yeah.
So I asked him about the paper spike, and he mentioned that Dekker would be like testing him with it, or like challenging him with it. It's like, oh, this will only hurt if you think it's sharp. If you don't think about it being sharp, then it won't get you. Apparently, he stabbed his hand with it a few times, and there was no blood or anything. But Bryce refused to do it. Also, I've asked everything I can think of for like these sort of questions, and zilch. So I might just use this down arrow to find stuff. Oh yeah, one of the questions apparently asked about the military. So,
okay.
I'd asked about the military, and
I'm surprised I haven't been approached earlier.
They said this.
I mean, my skills in the military. Special ops would be a breeze, wouldn't it? Waltz in past everyone during the midnight hour, get whatever you want, and return to friendly soil. It also makes me think that they might already know all of that, and that they want to get rid of me in case I tell anyone else. Would you do something for me if they get me?
You see, I was trying to find out what he was wanting me to do. You know, because you don't want to agree to something and then have it be something really weird.
It's probably getting rid of all of his pictures.
Probably. Yeah, checking. I'm with those sentiments. Tell me about the bar brawl.
I split the brawl up.
So they'll have been a bit confused about where they were and then gone back to fighting. Tell me about the bedroom window.
I looked in. Watching other people is somehow built into our genes, Doctor. There was an old woman in bed. I went inside. Her bed covers were smoking. I think she'd fallen asleep holding a cigarette. I took the covers and put them in the bath. She'd have died otherwise. And no, I didn't take any pictures.
Good. You at least cover her up with something else. Otherwise she could have died of cold.
I did nothing. I'm not stealing any more.
Good boy.
Good.
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Like, how are we supposed to get... Did Claire ask you to do something with David's body just because, like, they mentioned the coffin being heavy?
Because... I don't know. Because of the decoy, maybe?
Maybe.
With Dr. Dekker?
Alright, shall we say that we will or that we won't?
Yeah, he's been a good boy.
Alright.
Would you tell Jessica? I love her. She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her. And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it. Please, don't look at it.
He's feeling guilty.
I'm gonna look at it. I should tell Claire Bryce says her husband is in the ground. Oh yeah, that was something else that you might have been away for. He mentioned that he didn't trust Dr. Dekker, so he was spying on him. And he found a girl chained up in his basement.
Oh.
And he'd removed the chains, got her dressed, and took her to a police station, but there was apparently no evidence of anything to do with Dekker, so...
Again, I'm so sorry.
You're fine, you're completely fine, don't worry. That's weird. Like a really long piece of dust just like drifted by. Arrive at the bottom of your drinks cabinet.
I've nothing interesting to say.
What's on the drive?
That means nothing to me.
Bryce, I hate you so much.
Would you tell Jessica? I love her.
No.
She didn't really know me that well, but I did love her.
Hi, Ruth.
And also, there's a hard drive in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Please destroy it.
Hi, Ruthie.
Please, don't look at it.
What is on the hard drive?
There's a hard drive with all the pictures I've ever taken on it. The one in the bottom drawer of my drinks cabinet. Don't let Jessica see it.
Why don't you destroy it, sir?
Because he said if something happened to him and they took him away.
Yeah, but why hasn't he already destroyed it if he wants us to destroy it?
Maybe he hasn't had the, like... I don't know, maybe it's like a trophy type thing, but he's feeling guilty about it.
Checking, Jessica is a lady that lives across the hall from him in his apartment. That he apparently loves. Alright, hooded figure.
My initial thought was that it was you. That I told you about my affliction and somehow you'd got it too. Now I think maybe it's the military or some organization that wants to use the hour themselves. Maybe it's Dr. Dekker risen from the dead. I need to talk to you about him.
Risen from the dead?
Sometimes a grave I've dug becomes undug. People blame it on grave robbers. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe the grave was undug from the inside out, not the outside in. Only a gravedigger would know.
What's wrong with his shoulder?
What is wrong with your shoulder?
Is that supposed to mean something?
Might help if I typed it right.
In simple terms, I've got nothing to say.
Okay. Alright. So all that we should have are... that one... and that one. We'll start with the top and work his way down.
Not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement. No. Sorry.
Okay, so we can ask him about Valentine's Day.
For Jessica.
Jessica is a beautiful woman. I've not spied on her since the incident we talked about.
Good
I
boy.
have real feelings for her, Doctor. We've never connected.
Have you ever spoken?
Thank you, Doctor. Thank you. It's nice you think I'm capable of such basic interaction with females. But I'm still in awe of her, really. I will think about it, though.
What's he doing?
Think about what? It's like we never really connected, so I'm like, connected? And I'm like, oh, thanks. You believe in me. What? I asked you a question.
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Not long before he was murdered?
I don't know what you're getting at.
Spied. Not long before murder?
I don't know.
I already asked about the basement though.
I'd been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell, it was dark, and she was chained.
Difficult to tell?
No.
Bryce, why are you so difficult?
He's a grave digger.
Only a grave digger would know.
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm, and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
More blood?
When I looked back at my hand, it was healed. Look, see?
Healed?
My hand had healed. The nail had become a worm and was wriggling in my palm. It was like a little miracle, like magic.
Magic?
I shouldn't really say miracle or magic. They're words that Dr. Dekker used when he tried to get you to think things and make them real. But do you think it's real, Doctor? That magic is real?
No.
No, I don't think magic is real.
Then so it isn't. I envy you, Doctor. I wish I could be so sure.
Well, that's a whole thing that wasn't actually indicated as a thing, I think. Spying at I?
Don't know.
Do you know any magic tricks? No, that comes under magic.
In simple terms.
Yep.
Why didn't he call the police on Dr. Dekker?
Why didn't you call the police?
Don't know.
No evidence?
No, I didn't feel lustful, Doctor. I was angry. If I had taken pictures, there would at least been some evidence. A sicker man would have taken pictures and saved the day.
I was asking about evidence. Jesus.
Kidnapped.
Kidnapped?
No. So.
Girl kidnapped?
I don't know.
Who was the girl?
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
Can you describe the girl?
I don't know what you're getting at.
BDSM?
I don't think I want to ask that one.
It could be a kink. Because he said that he had relations with his patients.
I don't think I... Oh god. Alright, I'll ask them both in order then.
No. You haven't.
Alright, so there's that one, and...
Is that supposed to mean something?
Terrible, terrible. Right, so if you try and focus on a question at a time.
Not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Not sure you should tell me.
That means nothing to me.
Spied does like
I don't know
nothing.
what you're getting at.
Night spy.
That means nothing to me.
Okay, that makes sense as why he's looking at his hand then at least.
Yeah.
It's like, my hand was healed! I turned a rusty nail into a worm.
Artifacts or relics.
Relic?
Don't know.
Have any new relics shown up?
No. Sorry.
That's okay.
I've nothing interesting.
Alright.
I spied on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Put suspect?
Suspect?
No. You have an interesting aura, Doctor.
basement. I genuinely don't know what to ask
I
about this
spied
one.
on Dr. Dekker, not long before he was murdered. I'm not sure I should tell you what I saw in his basement.
Murdered.
I don't know.
Dekker murder.
Did he take pictures of the girl?
No, that came under no evidence.
Did he say that only an evil man? So does he saying that Dr. Dekker was evil?
Do you think he was evil?
I believe that Dr. Dekker was a truly evil man, and so should you. I know you record these sessions, Doctor. I'm not going to be filmed saying I wanted him dead. But I did, and so should you. And Doctor, if I wanted to kill anyone, I'd do it in the midnight hour, wouldn't I? And when was Dekker murdered?
Have you killed anyone in the midnight hour?
Have you killed anyone in the midnight hour?
No, I've never killed anyone. But then, even if I had, I'm not likely to tell you about it, am I, Doctor?
Yes?
In simple terms,
okay, so that was linked with Girl Chend.
Did he spy on him again? After the basement issue?
Because I think he mentioned that was shortly before he was murdered.
But put again.
Spied again.
is that supposed to mean something?
Again?
No.
Did you spy on Dr. Dekker again?
I didn't need an extra hour to realize Dr. Dekker was
There you
strange.
go.
Have you spied on me?
Is that supposed to mean?
Have you spied on me?
I never spied on you at midnight. But if you start acting strangely, maybe I will.
Creep!
Right, so there's one thing left, and it's the in his basement
I've
one.
been feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some time. I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home. One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was returning upstairs. I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell, it was dark, and she was chained.
Basement door was open. Skipped past.
I don't know what you're getting at.
Dekker returning upstairs. Returning upstairs.
I've nothing interesting to say about that.
What else can you tell me about Dekker?
What can you tell me about Dekker? What can you tell me about the Doctor?
What
I don't
else can you tell me?
else can you tell me about the Doctor?
No. Sorry.
What else can you tell me about Dekker?
Anything involving the word Dekker will trigger as Dr. Dekker, question mark. I could be like, quantum physics Dekker. I'll flash up Dr. Dekker.
You put, did you spy on Dr. Dekker again and it didn't trigger Dr. Dekker?
I think that's because it had spy and Dekker.
Yeah, so what about else? Or just Dekker? Okay. Just had to do with the whole things, you know.
That's true, I have been wrong quite a few times on this. There's video proof. So there's
I've been
something...
feeling uneasy with Dr. Dekker for
yeah,
some
that we're
time.
missing.
I mentioned how he'd changed before, so I began spying on him at home.
Changed?
Don't know. That means nothing to me.
Who's Venna? Vienna.
In simple terms,
Did he mention about auras?
I think it mentions that we've got an interesting aura.
Yeah, ask about that.
Aura?
I don't often see auras, Doctor.
Okay.
But yours is unusual. Like, you're more than one person.
Like we're
Maybe I've had
two.
a few too many drams.
Drams?
Drams?
No,
Dram?
Multiple people?
I don't know.
Multiple people?
That means nothing to me. Yes, Vienna.
I'm guessing that's just a nonsense response to what he's perceiving as a nonsense question.
Does he think Dr. Dekker rose from the dead?
Do you think Dekker rose from the dead? That comes up as risen from the dead.
I've
That's
been
something
feeling
that's...
uneasy with Dr. Dekker for some
We've
time.
asked about feeling uneasy.
I mentioned how he'd changed before.
Asked about change.
So I began spying on him at home.
Asked about spying.
One night, the basement door was open, and Dekker was
Maybe
returning
we have to
upstairs.
come back to it.
I skipped past him, and there she was, a girl. It was difficult to tell. It was dark, and she
Maybe
was
if we can
chained.
find out who the girl was and come back to him.
Yeah, maybe. Oh, random question that popped in my head.
In simple terms,
Okay. Worth checking. Right, we'll come back to you, Bryce. I wish we didn't have to. Alright, we got some pre-questions about this. Bryce says your husband is in the ground.
I don't understand what you're getting at, Doctor. Please be more specific.
Your husband is 6 feet under.
That's not relevant here.
Your husband's dead.
He dead.
I'm afraid I don't know the answer.
David is dead.
If David doesn't exist, then that means that I really did kill him. He really is buried, and I really should be going to prison for a very long time. That just doesn't seem right to me. It's more probable that I reanimated him under Dr. Dekker's guidance.
What?
Reanimated?
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life. As you'd
What?
expect. He was scared. He didn't want me to go near him at first. which is understandable, as I did kill him. But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back. He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were more than what he seemed able to give me.
Bryce said he buried David.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Creepy. Is David a zombie then?
Claire says she's been smuggling bodies. Oh, okay, that was the one that we're supposed to come back to. Okay. Fair enough. We'll get rid of those two.
Is David a zombie?
Is David a zombie?
Yes, he did come back to life, but he's not a zombie. He looks like he always did. Just his mind is encumbered. There's no way back.
No, I never actually said. Hello.
I've been to the lake house regularly, keeping an eye on David. I saw the girl again, the one I told you about. She was playing outside.
Did her wrists look like they had chains at some point?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain. Or your notes if you have to.
Rude.
Did you speak with the girl?
Did you speak with the girl?
I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window. She'd caught a fish. She was holding it in her hands.
What did she do? Did she eat it like Smeagol?
Fish?
I wasn't close enough to see, but for all intents and purposes, it looked as if the fish bit her. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Once I caught a fish alive.
Creep.
Right, uneasy?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know anything.
The girl made you feel uneasy?
Try asking me something I might know.
The fish made you feel uneasy? Bit her?
Sorry. I didn't speak to her this time. Something about her made me feel uneasy. I just watched her from the bedroom window.
Yeah, bedroom window.
She'd caught a fish.
Fish.
She was holding it in her hands.
Bedroom window.
Window?
Oh, I found the key. It must have been there all along, in a drawer in the hallway. I could have sworn I'd looked there already. You don't have to analyze everything I say, Doctor. Sometimes a hallway is just a hallway. And yes, before you ask, the same goes for the drawer.
How did she get in then?
It was a spare key.
Oh, I'm an idiot. Here's another house. Visits the lake house. My brain was saying that her house was the lake house.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that she lost the key, so I was just wondering, like, how did she get in if the key was in the house?
Have you asked her about the spike yet?
Oh yeah, Spike. Paper spike.
A paper spike is an odd thing to use as a weapon. I suppose if it went directly into the heart, it might work. Or through his eye, or perhaps through the ear into his brain. Or was it just a frenzied, bloody mess of a murder? Do you know, Doctor?
Wasn't it through the heart?
It was through the heart.
He was stabbed in the heart. Then I'd say whoever killed him didn't want to leave any room for error.
Like you.
I don't know, Doctor.
Did you want to reanimate Dekker? Dekker.
I'm getting tired of all these questions. I'm getting tired of everything.
Ask about the evidence that you got. Was it the police report? The whatever.
Oh yeah. Police report.
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
Help you?
I don't know anything about that.
Didn't I say that she was arrested?
That's not relevant here.
You were arrested.
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
I'm pretty sure I did say that she was arrested. Yeah, arrest report.
The report said you were arrested for murder.
You're the dead man. She said it was her husband. You were arrested for the murder of David.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Did she mean to fatally stab him?
Did you intend to kill?
I'm not typing.
Did you intend to kill David?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain.
Put fatally stab or fatally
Did
wound.
you mean to fatally wound David?
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore. Which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it.
Just because of that carpet.
I fixed him.
What happened to Iris?
What happened to Iris?
It didn't happen. Dr. Dekker called me from his house to cancel. He was furious. He said that Iris had escaped and he blamed me for it. He said that I must have set her free after he told me about her. I knew it was all lies anyways. He was obviously titillating himself by reprimanding me. He knew I'd never want to speak to Iris again, so I couldn't prove it either way.
What?
So he pinned Iris up in his basement?
Guess so. Say Bryce said he set Iris free.
No.
God.
Alright, Bryce set Iris free.
What? She was actually his prisoner. Bryce saved Iris? So That's 2 favors I owe Bryce now. And Iris? I'd probably have stopped her death if I'd known it was real. I suppose I should have a chat with her now.
Sorry, I kind of got you kidnapped. And trapped in someone's basement.
Go back to Bryce and say,
Sorry.
Go back to Bryce. And say that the girl was Iris.
The girl was Iris, an optometrist.
The girl who was chained in the basement. Her name is Iris. How do you know that? Not that it means anything. She wouldn't remember me anyway. Time was frozen.
Claire... sorry. I was gonna put Claire's husband, but David was having an affair with her.
Don't know.
Claire said.
Claire said Dekker had her in his basement. Iris in his basement.
I had no idea there was a connection between those two. Wow. Behind closed doors, eh?
Hey!
Hey!
Alright. Now we can go back to this.
What? She was actually his prisoner. Bryce saved Iris? So that's 2 favors I owe Bryce now. And Iris? I'd probably have stopped her death if I'd known it was real.
Death?
I suppose I should have a chat with her now.
Iris is dead?
Stopped her death?
I don't know, Doctor.
You owe Bryce 2 favors?
But, probably would have stopped Iris's death?
Probably stopped Iris's death?
There was something delicious about the idea of getting revenge on Iris by having Dr. Dekker kill her. But I'm not wicked.
You kinda are.
Did Dr. Dekker meet David?
Did Dekker meet David? David?
I think it was a mistake taking Dr. Dekker to see David. Dr. Dekker wanted to examine him, so they went into a different room. I wasn't worried. David wouldn't speak. But Dr. Dekker seemed very distant after that. He didn't say a word on the way back.
Maybe he did speak.
What?
Maybe David did speak to Dr. Dekker.
Speak to Dr. Durf
You're saying that
Dekker.
my David would speak to Dr. Dekker, but not his beloved wife? I don't think so, Doctor. And even if that were true, what would he say? What would he tell him?
That you murdered him and keep murdering him?
I don't know anything about that.
Okay.
Maybe David's alive? Maybe he's like severely like brain damaged or something.
I don't know.
Did David survive the stabbing?
No, David died. He was buried, and then she, like,
Can you ask her?
did David survive the stabbing?
Perhaps. Perhaps I missed his vital organs. Perhaps by some strange freak of nature, he only appeared dead for a week and needed no food or water. though there was an autopsy, so it's not likely. I think he was definitely dead.
Has anyone else seen David?
Has anyone else seen David?
Yes, the father and daughter who live opposite will have seen him, I'd imagine, although they won't have talked to him. If anyone approaches him other than me, David would run a mile. The sociable part of his brain must have died in that week too.
Yeah, checking Iris was the girl. Right, I'm gonna
Does David stay in the lake house then?
One sec. There we go. I can scroll all the way back up to the top, and we've got all those questions right there with the stars. Does David stay in the lake house?
Try asking me something I might.
Does David stay in the lake house?
I'm getting tired of all these questions.
Go back to the
David
report.
stay indoors?
I don't know what you're after.
Alright. Clues. The arrest or the scene?
Yeah, arrest report. Try neighbour. Neighbour reported to you.
My neighbours seem far more interested in my business than they are their own. The lake house only has one house opposite, and it was on sale for some time. I suppose I should have bought it.
Why should you have bought it?
Sorry. I don't know.
Go back to the report. Blood? It says you drenched in blood.
Blood.
It's a messy business, stabbing someone. You'd imagine that it would be like slicing into a pie with all the filling just slowly oozing out, but it's so much more dramatic, like popping a cork of a bottle of champagne. Blood sprayed everywhere.
I've watched The Addams Family. That thing on stage where they're like, and it
go. Back to report.
steak knife.
Why was it a steak knife?
Steak knife?
The steak knife was the closest, sharpest weapon I could lay my hands on. I didn't really have much time to think about it.
The chair! Give him the chair!
Didn't have much time to think about it?
Didn't have much time.
Think, Doctor, think.
He's very rude.
Why didn't you have much time?
Why didn't you have much time?
I didn't plan to kill my husband. It was a spur-of-the-moment thing. What is it with men and affairs? Is that why they have a shorter average lifespan?
Oh.
No, I think it's more just an intelligence thing. Like, you can see people balancing like ladders and stuff in really stupid ways. So the bottom three we already asked about. Okay, so that was Dekker's. Okay.
What started?
I don't know, Doctor.
Alright. So the things that have stars are fatally wounded David, arrested for the murder of David, police report, and reanimated. So we'll just work his way down.
David wanted to have a talk about our relationship. Not something any married person wants to hear. He said he'd been with Iris for about a year and that he loved her. He said he didn't love me anymore, which I know is a lie. You don't just fall out of love with somebody. I reacted badly. I grabbed the nearest weapon I could find, which happened to be the steak knife, and stabbed him with it. There was so much blood. I instantly regretted it. So I fixed him.
Fixed him?
Fixed him.
It was about a week later. I brought David back to life. Not with voodoo, not with virginal sacrifice. I just willed it to happen, and it did. Dr. Dekker told me it was possible, but only if you're not buried. He says once you're in the ground, there's no coming back. But until then, you have a chance at resurrection.
Did you resurrect David?
But he was already put in the ground.
Did you resurrect David?
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy about it. I think reanimation is more an accurate term. Like, I'm an evil necromancer raising things from the dead.
Necromancer! Murder of David. Police report.
What problems do you have?
What problems do you have?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know anything about that.
How are you?
How are you? That comes under hello.
Yes, resurrection. But now that I've seen the results, I don't think there's anything holy
What
about
were
it.
the results?
I think reanimation.
What were the results?
I think his brain was already decaying during the week that he was dead. Important bits. So when I brought him back to life, I didn't heal him completely. Just gave him life in the state he was in. I mean, he's hunting and killing things and trying to roast them on fires he can only light with matches, but that's about it. He's your basic Neanderthal. So I have a problem.
What's your problem?
Alright, so that got rid of the question mark there, not the question mark, sorry, the star there. And we don't have a follow-up star for that one.
How can I help you?
How can I help with the problem?
How can I help you?
I'm being charged with murder because the police don't know he's still alive, and I can't get David to vouch for me for obvious reasons. I think it would raise quite a few more questions than answers, which is why I'm hoping that you'd be able to help me.
How can I help you?
How can I help you?
Considering the circumstances, I'd be grateful if you could see your way to declaring me temporarily insane at the time of the murder, to lessen my sentence. Because I'm not a killer.
You are,
I can't prove otherwise. You don't still think I'm a killer, do you, Doctor?
No, you're not a killer.
Yes, you have literally admitted to killing your husband.
Try asking me something I might know.
Yes, I think you're a killer.
At worst, it's manslaughter. I didn't mean to kill him, I just stabbed him a bit. And although he was dead for a week, I brought him back to life. Does this mean you won't help me? Was I temporarily insane?
No, you were not temporarily insane.
I'm going to pretend that I didn't hear that. Let's have a few more sessions before you seal our fates. Or is it that you want something else?
I think you're
Like Dr.
screwing
Dekker
it up. Therapists don't do that. They say no to everything.
I'm not an enabler.
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
The girl?
That's not relevant here.
Dekker mentioned the girl?
He told me he'd locked up a girl in the basement of his house. Just for me. And he asked me to reanimate her. It was Iris. I said I couldn't reanimate something that wasn't dead, and he said that wouldn't be a problem. So I agreed. I just played along. I was hoping it wasn't real. I assumed it wasn't real. But he was offering me what I wanted. A temporary insanity diagnosis.
Okay, so you had planned to kill her so that she could demonstrate her power, but Bryce set her free.
Didn't she say that he changed his mind though?
She might have thought that initially. Because, like...
What changed Dekker's mind, ask her.
What changed Dekker's mind?
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Yes! Show us the zombie.
Yes. I would like to see David.
Very well. In our next session.
We're gonna get stabbed. Murder of David, bring that up to the top, and reanimated, bring that up to the top. Changed Dekker's mind. Bring that up to the top too. Alright.
What else did Dekker want?
Dr. Dekker teased me mercilessly about my electability. He didn't believe I'd reanimated David. Once, he presented me with a dead mouse and commanded me to give it life again. I didn't, of course. It's not something I'd throw around lightly. He changed his mind about me eventually. And then he mentioned the girl.
So I've actually asked, like, both of those. Okay.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral.
Okay,
but I
funeral.
know he's alive.
Funeral?
He's buried at Henley Church. You can go see for yourself. There's even a headstone. One of your other patients was a pallbearer. I never forget her face.
Who
You should
was the
ask him.
patient? Who was the patient?
Bryce.
What? Bryce was the pallbearer?
Dang that, but it's not typing.
I don't know anything about... Bryce was a pallbearer for David. He's also a grave digger, I believe.
There you go.
Okay.
Right, so all that we've got left is... There's something else in Arrested for David's murder. Reanimated and what changed Dekker's mind. Why is this constantly flashing? Right, so we don't need those anymore. Right.
Dr. Dekker asked if I could prove David wasn't dead, so I took him to the lake house. He saw that I was telling the truth. I can take you to see him too, if you like. Would you like to see David, Doctor?
Does David not move from the lake house?
Does David not leave the lake house?
I'm getting tired of all this.
Does David not leave the lake house?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Where does David hunt?
I don't know, Doctor.
What does David hunt?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know anything about it.
Did she say that resurrection didn't succeed? Or that it didn't succeed at bringing him back?
She said that it brought him back, like, as he was, like, at that moment in time.
Yeah.
So, like, he was already, like, his brain would have mostly, well, it should have fully died. It'd been over a week.
Is David safe?
Is David safe?
At the lake house. He doesn't move from there. For good reason.
For a good reason?
David shouldn't be alive, so he can't just stroll around the neighborhood. It's unseemly. I did think he'd be able to rejoin society at some point, but not anymore. He's getting worse, not better.
Why would David strolling be unseen?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer.
Unseemly?
Do you see David here? No, Doctor. That would be ridiculous.
Because he's dead.
So
At
he
the lake
doesn't
house.
move from the lake
He doesn't
house.
move from there. For good reason.
Doesn't move from there.
I'm sorry, Your Honor. What I meant to say is that David never leaves the vicinity of the lake house. I think his hunting would be severely restricted by trying to do it from the kitchen window.
I'll just tie a bit of string to the end of a bow and just like, wait, drag it back in. Alright. Changed Dekker's mind. Reanimated. Murder of David. Bring those back up to the top. Alright.
That's what it says. I can see you're confused. The police say that David is dead, fatally wounded when I stabbed him. The coroner says that David is dead. Everyone says that David is dead. There was even a funeral. But I know he's alive.
Coroner?
Try asking me something.
Is David alive?
David is alive?
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Is she lying about David being alive?
You're lying about it?
I don't know.
Don't know anything about that.
Are you lying about David being alive?
So it just comes
You
under
tell
that.
me. What could possibly explain that?
David isn't alive and you're lying to yourself. David is dead and you're lying to yourself. You're in denial about David.
Sorry. I don't.
Denial.
That's not relevant here.
The explanation is denial.
Think, Doctor, think.
Can she prove that David is alive?
Can you prove David is alive?
I have a picture of him I took after he came back. I'll bring it in next session.
There'll be a knife. Like, this is David, stab.
David was dazed and confused when I brought him back to life, as you'd expect. He was scared. He didn't want me to go near him at first, which is understandable, as I did kill him. But I didn't really succeed in bringing him back.
See?
He wasn't a big talker before, but even monosyllabic words were
Why didn't
more
you
than
succeed
what he
in
seemed
bringing
able
him
to give
back?
me.
Why didn't you succeed in bringing him back?
He made sounds. I could understand him a bit. I thought he'd improve with time, like a child learning to talk, but he didn't. It's only recently that I've come to that conclusion that he's not going to get better. He's not going to be right again. I think it's his brain. At least he is safe where he is.
Alright, so that's... in most of them we just have David is alive.
You tell me. What could possibly explain that?
Possible explanation is that he isn't really alive. Actually, hallucinations.
I'm getting tired of all these questions.
A possible explanation is hallucinations.
Think, Doctor, think.
Possible to have audio and visual hallucinations. Grief.
I'm getting tired of all these questions.
I'm getting tired of not knowing the response.
What do your notes say?
We've got Bryce says he took the girl in Dekker's basement to a police station. I should
How
ask.
does she know Bryce?
How do you know Bryce? Oh, turns out there was another one. That's got a star as well. Bryce said he buried David. Are there any others that I've missed? Oh, that's onto Bryce. Okay. So we have two left with green. We've got David is alive ? Which is a you tell me. In fact, no.
So,
David is not alive.
did she see Dr. Dekker out of their sessions because she took him to see him?
How astute, Doctor. Yes, I did say I hadn't seen Dr. Dekker outside of our sessions. That wasn't a lie. Our trip to the lake house was made during a session.
Okay. Weird session. Alright, so...
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Who did you pay?
Who did you pay?
I don't know what you're after.
Who did you pay to smuggle David out of the funeral? Smuggling bodies?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer.
Smuggling David?
I don't know anything about that.
Taking David from his coffin.
Sorry.
Was David's burial a decoy?
I don't know, Doctor.
Who did you pay to smuggle David?
Try asking me something I might know.
How did you get David's body?
How did you get David's body?
That's not relevant here.
Who is the smuggler?
Sorry. I don't know. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Why can smuggling be difficult?
I don't know what you're after.
Why can smuggling a body out of a funeral be difficult? And of course it picks up on the word funeral and goes for a different response. Ay ay ay.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Who are the right people?
I don't know anything about that.
The right people?
I don't know, Doc.
Right
How
people.
much money?
I'm afraid I don't know.
How much money to the right people?
That's not relevant.
How much money did you pay to get David's body?
Think, Doctor, think.
Why did you need David's
Why
body?
did you need David's body?
Try asking me something.
Why did you need David?
I'm getting tired of it.
Drop down?
It won't have anything because it's screens. Oh! Never mind, it does have something.
It makes for interesting reading, doesn't it? I can tell you're dying to ask me about it. Fire away.
I'm pretty sure we've actually asked everything. Oh! I think you might be seeing David's ghost, or is David not human?
I assure you, David is not a ghost. I've touched him.
Ooh,
Sure.
is David not
Since I
human?
brought him back, I felt that there was something different about him, something not quite right. I think it's his brain. But how ludicrous that you can bring someone back in the first place. It's like that book, Pet Cemetery. Funnily enough, he does smell of earth, but that's because he spends most of his time out hunting.
Okay, so that's not really a question, that's just... Oh, okay, so the ghost and not human link onto David is alive.
Ah. Bryce said he buried David.
Was David buried?
I don't know anything.
That's got a star on it.
Was
Underneath,
the
David is
funeral
alive.
a fake? Nope.
Go to Bryce said he buried David.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Did Bryce know? about the smuggling?
Did Bryce know about the smuggling? Did Bryce smuggle the body? Did you...
Did David smuggle himself out?
I'm getting tired of all these questions. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Did Dr. Dekker help?
I'm just going to type in Dekker. Help with David's retrieval.
Try asking me something I might...
Did Dekker help smuggle the body?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Yeah. Did you pay someone to smuggle David out?
Sorry.
Was David's body in the coffin?
I don't know, Doctor.
I understand that it's intentionally difficult, but this is...
Yeah.
This is very, very, very difficult.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Were mind stretch outreach involved?
That's not relevant here.
Mind stretch outreach?
Think, Doctor, think. Use your brain.
Okay, so she didn't interact with that.
For brain, 'cause she keeps saying it a lot.
Brain?
I think you put Brian.
Brain dead?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know anything about that.
Decomposing?
I'm afraid I don't know the answer.
Weird brain thought. Was Nathan involved? Oh, did Nathan help smuggle out David?
I'm getting tired of all this.
Worth a shot, because like, if David's days just keep looping, then that might have been a way that he might have been able to try and stop it looping.
Oh, 1 sec.
Yeah, no worries.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Did the smuggler sprain their ankle?
That's not relevant here.
How was the funeral?
I don't know what you're after, but I don't know any.
There's this one and there's Jaya's, which we have literally no idea about. Like, which one was Jaya's? It's something to do with the home visits.
Yes, Dr. Dekker started doing home visits for Mariana. He said she couldn't concentrate properly in his office. I hope you're not thinking of doing the same thing.
I'm guessing maybe we
right
ask
where I
Mariana
can
about
see
them and
you.
then we get more information to ask Jaya about. But I don't know anyone else besides Bryce that might link back in with Claire. Agitated.
Think, Doctor.
Unholy.
Sorry. Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
I've asked about who the right people are. That's not one. I've asked about how much she paid the right people. That's not
The
one.
grave diggers.
Grave diggers.
Try asking me something I might know.
Grave digger.
I don't know anything about that.
Hi, Goose.
Grave robbers. Hi, Hi, Goose. God.
Grave robber.
I don't know, Doctor.
Ghouls.
That's not relevant here.
Who are the smugglers?
I don't know, Doctor.
Who are the body smugglers?
Think, Doctor, think.
Who raided your husband's grave?
Sorry. I don't know.
It feels like we should be thinking outside the box a little bit with this.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult.
But at the same
unless
time,
you pay the
like,
right people.
It's just, I hate this, I do. Like Bryce had mentioned.
I put my hand through a rusty nail at work today. It hurt like hell and bled like I'd been shot. I closed my eyes and thought, this isn't happening. The nail is just a worm and it will wriggle through me. When I looked back, can you guess what I saw?
Okay, that wasn't the one that we needed. Maybe it wasn't that one? Maybe it was somewhere in that chain.
Sometimes a grave I've dug becomes undug. People blame it on grave robbers. Maybe. Maybe not. Maybe the grave was undug from the inside out, not the outside in. Only a gravedigger would know.
Was it the director that smuggled David out?
I don't know.
Was the funeral director involved in the smuggling of David? Ay, 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 ay. So, someone has smuggled her dead husband's body out of the graveyard. And we've got like a little star on this question here, which shows that there's still something that we need to ask about it. But it's like literally 2 lines that we get.
Smuggling a body out of a funeral can be difficult, unless you pay the right people.
Like that's all we get for that one. And it is... We need to find a question relevant to that statement to ask, and I can't think of anything.
It is very difficult.
Like the green ones are intentionally difficult. Like you don't get hints for them or anything. What had me thinking that it was the funeral director, maybe, was that Bryce had mentioned that he sometimes covers for the funeral director, like if they're short-shouldered, as he put it. I was thinking maybe they'd swapped places with the body. Oh, sorry, to apply a little bit more context, Goose, she also killed him. and apparently brought him back to life, but I don't believe that she did. So, the information that we have to go on is he was buried. They smuggled the corpse out, but that might have been before he was buried. Maybe. Was David's body swapped before the burial? Oh my god.
I'm afraid I don't know the answer to that.
Decoy coffin?
Was it a decoy coffin?
I'm getting tired of all.
Was there a decoy in the coffin?
Try asking me something.
Was there a decoy in David's coffin?
I don't know what you're after.
Was David's coffin a decoy?
I don't know, Doctor.
Shall we try asking other people stuff, see if it links in?
Yeah.
Because I'm honestly just stumped with that one. Hello.
Fine. Works fine. Hilda's fading fast. Terry's... Terry. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore. I gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
Good to hear.
I feel like you're clutching at straws. Maybe you should take a break.
No. We've got an hour to go yet. You gave them back.
Is that really what you want to talk about?
You gave the keepsakes back.
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The locket, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Oh.
Sarah Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Hmm.
One of your first patients.
I've been a nurse for ages, but I've only worked at the nursing home for the last year. I tend to move around quite a bit. I get quite fidgety if I stay in the same place too long.
Did you meet Dr. Dekker through Sarah? When did you first learn of your power?
No.
Dang it. Alright.
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
A while ago?
Ask me something.
Dang it. Dr. Dekker's mother?
Sorry, I wish I could help.
Alright, we'll come back to that one.
You told me to. Well, not in so many words, but you said I shouldn't have kept them. And what with Terry going around telling everyone I stole them, I didn't feel like I really had any choice. The lockets, the watch, the ring. But I kept the little bird Sarah Dekker gave me. I wasn't supposed to mention her.
Little bird?
It was just a little china bird, sort of a yellowy blue pattern on it. I don't think it's worth anything.
Right, what else was in the hello? Because
It's
that's got...
fine. Works fine.
Hilda.
Okay, so we've got Hilda,
Hilda's
Terry.
fading fast. Terry's Terry. Oh, you'd be pleased to know I don't have the locket anymore.
Locket.
I gave it back. All of it. Every single keepsake.
Okay, so Hilda.
Hilda's nearing the end. She's been sleeping a lot. Not
I don't look
eating
too
much.
happy about it.
She hasn't been that argumentative either. Although, she did give me a vicious scratch yesterday.
Teddy.
Terry seems to have backed down since I gave the keepsakes back. Actually, it doesn't seem like she's been very well. Not her usual self. Maybe she's got a bug or something.
She's been poisoned. Poisoned. Locket. Okay, that comes in the keepsakes. Okay. Was alright. Scratch.
It was nothing. I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know. I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight.
Yeah.
She hasn't got much time left.
Essentially that goes. So like the yellow stars is like more relevant details, and the green ones are the more hidden details. So if you ask them enough questions, you can get them to go green, so you've found everything out about them at this time. If they're yellow, then there's still some missing stuff, and if they're red, then you need to ask more questions. Once you get them to orange, you can move on to the next. Sorry, once you get them to yellow, you can move on to the next chapter. But we're trying to get them all green. I don't remember what they said.
I was just trying to give her meds. It's hard, you know. I'm trying to help her, but she keeps fighting me. It'll be better after she's seen her daughter. I've decided I'm going to do it tonight. She hasn't got much time left.
You're going to do it tonight?
You know the answer to that, Doctor. What have we been talking about? What can I do for Hilda that will make it all better?
Treating her properly?
I don't know.
Not slipping deadly nightshade into her tea?
I don't know. Sorry.
Using proper medicine?
I've got her on a herbal compound. St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
Do any of those make a deadly combination?
I don't know anything about that.
You should. You're treating people with it. You should know if it makes a deadly combination. Oh, what's this? Going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter? You're going to pretend to be Hilda's daughter?
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry, I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not gonna die anytime soon.
Did you... Oh, I'm not typing in the right box. Did you fail to shift because Bryce says it's like I'm two people?
That doesn't really matter. Let's talk about something else.
Damn.
That's the plan.
Alright.
I know, it sounds unbelievable, like
Unbelievable.
I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow.
Alright, we'll try unbelievable. Unbelievable.
No.
It sounds unbelievable. Oh yeah, I'm actually typing unbelievable, right? That's a genuine question. I'm not sure. We'll try it, we'll try it.
Sorry, I wish I could help.
No, you don't. Oh, it's because she usually shifts into people on the deathbed so that they can think about their loved ones, and so she can steal things from them.
I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up.
I am spelling it wrong.
It's tricky.
I
mean,
like a big
I'll sound exactly like
black
Hilda's
spike
daughter,
or something.
but I try and keep it vague
Oh.
because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, "It's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum," or "I love you, Dad." But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Better than the reality?
The reality is that most of these people have been completely abandoned by their families, usually their children. If a mother abandons her children, it's scandalous. But if a son or daughter abandons their mother when she's dying after everything she's done for them, apparently that's just normal. I can protect my patients from that, even if it does take a little smoke and mirrors.
What annoys me about that is saying that they've abandoned them, but you can almost guarantee that she hasn't contacted them to say that they're ill. Because, like, with the previous person, she was like, "Oh well, the kids are all the way over in Australia." Like, okay, have you given them a phone call? Have you sent them a letter? Have you tried to contact them in any way? Yeah, I really don't like this lady.
I mean, I'll sound exactly like Hilda's daughter, but I try and keep it vague because I don't become her. I don't know what she would really say. I say things like, it's okay, don't be scared, I love you, Mum, or I love you, Dad. But it doesn't really matter what their relationship's like because it's not really them. I always do the Disney version. The best, most loving version. That's what my patients want to hear. And maybe deep down they know it's not the truth, but it's got to be better than the reality.
Not the truth?
Does it really matter if it isn't the truth? Isn't it worth it if it brings them peace? Tell me honestly, Doctor, do you really think that what I'm doing is wrong?
Yeah. Yes, I do think what you're doing is wrong.
So you're saying I should let Hilda die without seeing her daughter one last time?
Yeah.
Have you contacted her daughter?
Is that really what you want to talk about?
Yeah. Have you sent a letter to her, to Hilda's daughter? Have you sent a, have you phoned Hilda's daughter? It's probably just gonna yeah, gonna go as Hilda again.
So you're saying I should let Hilda die without seeing her daughter one last time?
She wouldn't be seeing her daughter.
You're deceiving her.
You're DEC EI her though.
That doesn't really matter. Let's talk about something else.
It does.
You're... You know what, yes. I think she shouldn't see her. Oh, it would have been no. I'm gonna listen
So
to
you're
this.
saying I should let Hilda die without seeing her daughter one last time?
Yes, I am saying she should die without seeing her daughter one last time.
I don't know if I could do that, Doctor. I'd be letting her down. I'd have to think about it.
Paper spike.
It's true then. I'd heard Dr. Dekker was stabbed, but I didn't know for sure. It's weird that whoever did it would choose the paper spike.
Why is it weird?
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up,
Froggy,
handle it while we talked.
did
I
we
remember once,
ask
pushed the
Bryce
spike
if
through his
he
skin. This
was,
bit
if
here between
Claire
his thumb and his
paid
finger.
him to smuggle the
He said he
body
didn't
out?
think I'd mind the sight of blood being
We've
a nurse
got all
and
the
that,
information out of
but
Bryce.
I know,
actually,
but if we asked that, there
wasn't
might be
any.
something from him to tell Claire to get that green.
There shouldn't be any more responses, but I'll ask him. Did Claire pay you to get David's body?
Can you watch that one again?
I have absolutely no idea what you're talking about, Doctor. I saw Claire Castleford's husband in the coffin myself before carrying him to the grave. He is in the ground. I'm sure it wouldn't take much for the police to get an order to have him exhumed. Just make sure it's done on Tuesday morning when I'm off.
Exhumed?
Like, he'll have literally nothing else to tell us.
Yeah, I know that, but if you told Claire exhumed or something.
Oh, maybe. Did David get exhumed?
I don't know anything about
Never
that.
mind.
Try asking me something.
Maybe. Could we ask the police to exhume David Castleford?
That's not something I know about.
Alright, let's go back
Can
to
we dig
Elin.
up David's body?
Can we get permission to dig up David Castleford's body?
Nope. Ask me another.
Okay, we'll think about it. If you have to go back to her anyway.
Dr. Dekker used to play with it in our sessions sometimes. You know, pick it up, handle it while we talked. I remember once, he pushed the spike through his skin. At this bit, here, between his thumb and his finger. He said he didn't think I'd mind the sight of blood being a nurse and all that, but
Blood?
actually, there wasn't any.
Blood?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick, you know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Therapeutic test?
Ask me something else. That one's a...
Did I even type that right?
I was a bit freaked out. At first, I thought it was a trick. A magic trick.
I did not.
You know? Like some kind of therapeutic test. Show the patient this retractable spike and see how they react. But it wasn't. The spike was real.
Therapeutic test?
I don't know.
Alright. Spike was real.
Dr. Dekker gave me the paper spike to try. It wasn't fake. It was pretty sharp, actually. I don't know how he did it. He said he just thought that it wouldn't hurt him, so it didn't.
Right, so now she's just down to green questions only.
Go back to Claire. Because on the notes, did it say tell Claire that Bryce... Oh, you deleted it.
Yeah, I deleted it after I asked the question related to it.
I had around things to ask her about. Ask her or tell her that Bryce says David is in the ground.
Bryce said David is in the ground.
Well, that's what he would say, isn't it?
There you go.
Oh!
Yay!
Nice! Alright. So what's Elin got? So Hilda's daughter. That's not typing. So that one. Better than reality. There's that one.
Froggy, you may want to put a light on.
Yeah. Okay, that question's not moving up. Right, I'll just be a second then. We're getting quite dark. Oh, click the wrong one. There we go. Alright. This question here doesn't seem to want to move up.
I know. It sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love. It might help if you close your eyes. Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them? Okay, hold on. Sorry.
That was weird.
I don't think it's gonna work. On the bright side,
This time it
that
didn't
probably
show
means
even
we're not
like
gonna
an
die
attempt.
anytime soon.
It didn't even like attempt to shift that time. It did last time. Right, so besides this one, is there another one? Keeps its back, and Sarah Dekker.
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Why weren't you supposed to mention Sarah Dekker?
It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're gonna have a field day with it.
Ay. Apologies.
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Bless you.
Thank you. I can't remember exactly. I'd only just started seeing Dr. Dekker.
So it was, you just started seeing Dr. Dekker, and then it was a bit after that that Sarah Dekker died.
I've got her on a herbal compound. St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
Herbal compound.
The rules are that you're not supposed to give a patient anything that isn't on their charts. But I talked it over with Hilda first, and she was happy to try the herbal approach.
Are you giving Hilda her medication?
List of ingredients.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd have to check. I have it written down somewhere.
Has she been giving Hilda her actual medication?
Have you been giving Hilda her actual medication? Wait, there it is. Did you...
Are you giving Hilda her meds?
The problem is when I type in Hilda, it's flagging up as...
Yeah, but
like
meds could
Hilda.
be the other trigger. Or are you giving Hilda her meds?
Prescribed medication.
Try meds.
Hilda's meds.
Okay.
Right, so...
Do the doctors know about her?
Do the doctors know about the herbal compounds?
I feel like you're clutching at straws. Maybe.
Do the doctors know you're giving alternative medication? And that just bumped that all the way up to the top. Okay. Alright. That one's up at the top, so we can worry about that later.
I told Dr. Dekker that his mum was dying, that he should see her before it's too late. But he wasn't interested. It wasn't like he hated her. It was just like it wasn't important. He asked me to take care of it for him. He did send his assistant along to see her once. Sorry, your assistant.
Interesting, interesting. Sarah Dekker?
What did Dr. Dekker mean by you take care of it?
You went to see Sarah?
I don't know.
Hey. You went to see Dekker's mother?
Dr. Dekker did send me to see his mother once. She was dying in a nursing home and he didn't want to see her. I remember him calling her a manipulative, evil old hag. You tend not to ask any more questions after that.
True. I guess we'll find out more questions later.
What did Dekker mean by take care of it?
What did Dekker mean by take care of her?
It was about the second, third session we had. He said he could tell that I was a good person, that I wanted to help people, and that I should think really hard about how I could do that. That's how I discovered shifting.
Was it Dr. Dekker's idea for you to shift?
Was it Dr. Dekker's idea for you to shift?
All Dr. Dekker did was encourage me to think. But the shifting, that's all me. And my mum's a psychic, and my sister's an empath, but I was just ordinary. I always felt like I wasn't special, like I was missing out. But I wasn't. I just hadn't discovered what I could do yet. Sarah Dekker was one of the first ones I tried shifting for.
Did you shift for Sarah?
Did you shift for Sarah?
I didn't really know what I was doing that first time. I mean, I didn't actually expect anything to happen. I just thought, what would really help this woman? I thought maybe she would just imagine that he was there. But it actually happened. I changed into him, Dr. Dekker. It blew my mind.
You shifted into Dr. Dekker?
I don't know anything about that.
How do you know you shifted into Dekker?
I don't know. Sorry.
Alright.
Why did Dr. Dekker refuse to see his mum?
Why did Dekker refuse to see his mother?
Or refuse to talk about his mum?
Did Dekker refuse to speak with his mother?
No.
What about he refused to talk about his mum?
Oh no, because they did actually chat. Like one of the earlier sessions with Ellen, she mentioned like they did chat a bit about the mothers. Did Dekker describe his mother as a manipulative, evil old hag?
Sorry, I wish I could help.
Wait. She said that she came here to talk to Dr. Dekker about his mum. Didn't she say that she was here for stress?
No, I mean, she talked that like in their sessions they talked a lot about that.
Yeah,
like,
but
about his mum.
She said, yeah, that she came to see Dr. Dekker to get him to talk to his mum. Yeah?
Did she?
She knew that Sarah Dekker was Dr. Dekker's mum. But then, on the first session that we had with her, she said that she was coming in for stress. She didn't mention anything about coming to see Dr. Dekker. She's just there for his mum. She just said that it was for stress.
I'll click on this one again.
Things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're gonna have a field day with it. I can't remember exactly. I'd only just started seeing Dr. Dekker.
So ask, didn't you come here for stress?
Didn't you come here for stress?
I wasn't really stressed about work. Well, maybe a little, but not enough to need a therapist. I just told you that because I didn't want you to know the real reason why I came to see Dr. Dekker.
See?
The real reason you came to see Dr. Dekker? What was the real reason you came to Dr. Dekker?
Dr. Dekker's mother. She was one of my first patients, but she died a while ago.
Well, that wasn't remotely the same question I asked. Bryce.
What else did she say?
It just makes things complicated, doesn't it? I knew Dr. Dekker's mother before I started seeing Dr. Dekker. She's dead, and now he's dead. I'm sure you're gonna have a field day with it.
Complicated?
Yeah, that's the reason I came to see him. I knew she was dying, but he refused to talk to me unless I booked a session, so I did. And well, here we are.
Why did he refuse to talk about his
Why
mum?
did he refuse to talk without a session? Oh yeah, no, Goose, we keep joking about slipping Deadly Nightshade on.
Why did Dr. Dekker refuse to talk about his mum? Try mum. Okay.
I think this one's probably the earliest one.
That's the plan. I know, it sounds unbelievable, like I'm making it up. I wish I could prove it to you somehow. We could try shifting now. Think of someone you really love.
Like the first time
It
he
might
did
help if
this,
you close your eyes.
um,
Are you thinking of them? Can you picture them?
there was like a slight hint of her like
Hold on.
changing, and then like any time we've gone through this cutscene again, it hasn't happened.
Is she holding your hand?
Sorry.
She's not.
I don't think it's going to work. On the bright side, that probably means you're not going to die anytime soon.
You're not gonna die?
I'm not going to die anytime soon.
As far as I know, it only works on people who are close to death. That's the whole point of it. I have to hold their hand, and they have to think of the person, and they have to be near death. And those seem to be the 3 criteria.
You can hold my hand.
Okay, so that actually got that sorted. That one's gone now.
Say that she didn't hold your hand.
You didn't hold my hand.
Well, I wasn't sure if it would still work. Sorry. It's just... I get a sense that... I probably shouldn't say, but... Well... Just think what it would mean for you if I'd been able to shift.
Oh.
But that would have proven your gift.
I don't know.
I swear these characters are just confusing.
Mm.
Right, we'll just continue to work his way up the list.
The rules are that you're not supposed to give a patient anything that isn't on their charts. But I talked it over with Hilda first, and she was happy to try the herbal approach.
Why was she happy to try it?
The herbal compound wasn't on her chart, though.
It's fine. It's not going to hurt her. And the doctors at the home don't care much. They're hardly around anyway.
Wow.
It's the nurses that take care of the patients. Besides, Dr. Dekker didn't have a problem with it.
What?
That doesn't make it okay.
1, why don't the doctors care? 2, why didn't Dr. Dekker mind? What?
I've got her on a herbal compound.
We'll
St.
get up
John's
there, we'll get
wort
there.
for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
Valerian?
Is that really what you want to talk about?
It's also Hilda that scratched her. We're just going to work up the list of questions because some of these don't seem to want
Why
to.
did Hilda scratch her though?
Well, we'll work our way up.
Yee, but why did she scratch her?
We'll work our way up.
I'm just saying, why? If Hilda scratched her, I thought she said she was happy that she was gonna take the herbal. Then why did she scratch her? She was happy to take it.
I don't know, but we're working our way up the list.
Seems like she was forcing it down her throat.
Okay, but we'll get to that. We're just working our way up the list.
But it might clear some up.
Right. Why was Hilda fighting you? Why did Hilda scratch you? That's not typing.
That doesn't really matter. Let's talk about something else.
It does matter. Why is Hilda fighting you when she was happy to try the herbal approach?
My mum's got these spirit guides and they tell her things. Mostly about my love life, it would seem.
Fair enough. What's an
To
empath?
tell you the truth, I don't really know what an empath is. I should probably Google it sometime.
Did Froggy do a mistake in typing again, Goose? If you said if she's happy to try the herbal approach. Still comes up with Hilda, why are you such a problem?
Hilda's not the problem. Elend's the problem. With her deadly nightshade teas and her other freaky recipes.
I've got it on a
Hilda!
herbal compound.
Right, so we've asked about herbal compound.
Ginkgo for bronchitis,
Do the
valerian,
doctors know about it?
borage.
What is the valerian for?
I feel like you're clutching at straw.
What is the borage for?
I don't know. Sorry.
Is the herbal compound working? That just triggers for herbal compound.
Could it be because Hilda is dying that the herbal compound isn't working?
Is the... No. Are the herbs quickening Hilda's death? I guess it didn't want me to ask that one. That's gonna prop up as Hilda. Oh, apparently I've asked everything to do with the herbal compound now.
She said the nurses did all the care.
Nurses do all the care.
Absolutely. I'm not being big-headed or anything, but I'd do anything for my patients.
Including lie to them and slip deadly nightshade into their tea.
And I asked if you could say, cause she said that Dr. Dekker didn't
Ask me
have
something else.
a problem with it, so...
So my brain kind of took over then with that. Make me ask.
Say Dr. Dekker didn't have a problem with it.
We talked about it once. He said I should do what I wanted and not worry about what anyone else thought.
Even if the doctors say no?
Better than the reality.
Right, so we've got those two as definitely need to check up on. Didn't hold my hand is one. Alright, hello's the first one.
Did you ask about the paper spike?
I did.
Okay.
Just shuffle those up to the top of the list.
Nice little sprinkling of arsenic in your nighttime tea.
There we go. We've got three things at the moment. Yeah, pretty much, Goose, pretty much. Right.
I've got her on a herbal compound, St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients. I don't know anything about...
Bronchitis?
That doesn't really matter.
Pain?
I feel like you're...
Hilda's pain? Hilda was in pain? Hilda hurty? Hilda got an oofy ouchie?
You asked about the full list, didn't you?
Yeah, sure, like, oh, I'll bring in, I'm sure I've got a list around somewhere.
Do the doctors know about the compound?
Do the doctors know about the herbal remedies?
I don't know.
Compound?
If I ask about herbal compound, it will definitely trigger the other herbal compound one.
Can you try for me, please? Okay, there you go.
To be honest, I don't really know that because I asked that earlier.
I have a feeling she's not given her actual medication.
Well, I wasn't sure if it would still work. Sorry. It's just... I get a sense that... I probably shouldn't say, but... Well... Just think what it would mean for you if I'd been able to shift.
What it would mean for me?
It's probably nothing. I'm not right all the time. It's just, well... Yes, your energy's different. And I was also worried about what I might change into.
Different energy?
What you might change into?
I've had a couple of bad experiences while shifting. I don't really want to talk about all that now, though.
Energy?
Energy?
It seems a bit, I don't know, murky and sort of a bit crackly at the same time. Like there's a lot of electricity around you.
That's probably the
hard to
Energizer
describe.
batteries. Electricity?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Sorry.
As Chicken says, she says you're murky.
Bad experiences shifting?
Ask me something else. That one's...
You
I'm
think
upset you didn't
I
like my
look
baby Murloc.
like a Murloc?
I don't know anything about that.
So all that we got is
Better than the
proper
reality.
medicine and better than reality.
The reality is that most of these people have been completely abandoned by their families, usually their children. If a mother abandons her children, it's scandalous. But if a son or daughter abandons their mother when she's dying after everything she's done for them, apparently that's just normal. I can protect my patients from that, even if it does take a little smoke and mirrors.
Smoke and mirrors.
Abandoned.
Is that really what you want to talk about?
Parents abandoned. Smoke and mirrors.
It's like I'm a mirror and I'm just reflecting back to them what they want to see. I completely change. My face, my hair, my clothes, my voice, everything.
That don't make sense.
Using proper medicine is...
Yeah. Using a proper medicine. We'll bump that back up to the top. And that should be the only one left.
I've got her on a herbal compound, St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
I don't think she's given her her medication.
Full ingredients.
Oh, okay. Well, I'd have to check. I have it written down somewhere.
Are you giving herbal remedies instead of their actual medicine? That just comes under using proper medicine.
I've got her on a herbal compound, St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis.
A few other things as well.
Sorry, I wish I... I've got her on a herbal compound, St. John's wort for pain, ginkgo for bronchitis, valerian, borage. There's a few other things in there as well, but I won't bore you with the full ingredients.
And when I was checking this to see if there was if it like added a list and I'd not noticed. We already asked about that, we can just get rid of that. I don't know if this is still relevant. Because it does mention like a police station and I don't know if that's going to pop up again. I've actually just seen...
Jeez.
Way too quick. So I think we might call it here. I think it should like auto-save on questions.
Hopefully.
If not, we'll just have to look back at the VOD and just ask everything again.
Yeah.
So my question is Stan live at the moment? Yes. Cool. I shall send people over to Stan. I don't remember what he's playing, but I need to go get food.
Go no.
Oh! Barony. They're playing Barony. But yeah, thank you very much everyone for watching, and I'll catch you next time.
Bye.
Bye.